What is going on, dudes? I've got some news that'll make you goo. There's some really cool stuff here today, guys, and we'll get into it in a second here. But first, we've got the Wind Spirit Medium, the new Charmer card we got revealed not too long ago, but didn't get the effects for it, so we just had the artwork. But we finally have some effects for it, so let's take a look at that. So here we got the Wind Spirit Medium. It's a Wind Spellcaster effect monster. Okay, level 5 with 1850 attack and 1500 effects, which is actually pretty interesting. It has that same exact stat line as the familiar Possess, and then it has two different effects. You can use both effects in the same turn, but once per turn each. You can discard both this card and one Wind monster as cost. To add one Wind monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, except for the Wind Spirit Medium. Also, for the rest of this turn, you cannot activate monster effects except the effects of Wind monsters. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Well, let's do the whole thing and then we'll get into it. When a Wind monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, yeah, no, that's a nice little whatever. So pretty much what these are going to be specific attribute supports. This plus any other card of the same attribute in your hand is going to allow you to search any card of that particular attribute. Not any card, but any monster with 1500 or less defense, which really is a broad horizon. You're going to be able to search a lot of things. I do agree with them always starting with wind in most of these cases. I mean, they started with fire and wind for the Link monsters, and I think that's right, because those are going to be the least impactful ones. Let's see how they go, because they are generically good, and I think this could be a generically good card in the right archetype. I mean, think about a dark one. Discard that card and a dark monster to search any dark monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck. Like, that's actually good, because of, like, just think of how many dark decks have great graveyard synergy. I mean, you just look at Orchest. Discard it and a harp to search like an Armageddon Knight or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the potential there is super high. Even if you get ashed on that, you still put your harp in grave or your nightmare in grave, and then you're at least going to get a monster there, and you haven't even normal summoned, right? So you can still play through disruptions. So I think this card's pretty cool. As far as this one specifically, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think specifically, like, the better wind attribute decks thing. I mean, I guess, like, maybe this could be like a cool Simorg card, because they all have effects, like, they can special themselves back from grave and stuff. So, like, maybe in Simorg it could be cheeky. Just trying to think of, like, actual, like, pure wind decks that this would be good in. Obviously not any pendulum stuff. I can't really think off the top of my head what it'd be great in, but obviously there will be stuff, and all of them will have something that can be good. I mean, even the fire one, like in Sally's, like, send a Spinny, send a Jaguar you opened with, right? And then just search your Gazelle. This is, like, the fire one would essentially just search Gazelle. So I think there's a lot of potential for these. I like that they're, like, high risk, high reward, and that, like, if you do get ashed or it doesn't get negated, you went -2 in the hand, right? It can be pretty brutal. So I think they will have their best, but I also think that means they'll have the best potential in decks that want their monsters in the graveyard in the first place. But we'll see. I don't think the second effect will come up too often. I mean, maybe you open multiple copies of it, but, like, I don't think that's too impactful. But it does at least get another body on board. But yeah, she's cool. I like her, we're assuming. I assume now that all the other ones will have the same effect, just, relative to their own attribute. But yeah, pretty cool. Next up, another big piece of news. We got this artwork revealed, and we don't know for sure. Like, even Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization doesn't know, but also shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. They assume that this is for Link Vrains Pack 3. And I would assume so too, because we have the 5-headed dragon Link monster that we got revealed a couple weeks ago. And then we got 2 other new pieces of artwork. This is clearly an Ib, or a World Chalice monster, and this is clearly a Rose Dragon monster. Now, if this is referring to Link Vrains Pack 3, then we're looking at a World Chalice Link and a Rose Dragon Link, sorry, getting a little burpy, which is pretty spicy. I really like this a lot. One of the things, as far as like, I don't know, so like under the assumption that they're link monsters, for the Rose Dragon one, I love its design. First things first, so colorful, I love it. One of the weird things with I was trying to like mess around with Rose Dragons and build them, but I could tell there like wasn't quite enough, and it's like weird because you got to play like dragons and plants together, so it makes running a card like Aromaseraphy Jasmine like much harder to do, especially if you can't gain life points naturally throughout your first turn. And so, like, they kind of need another link monster, and maybe this helps you turbo into Black Rose Dragon, get Black Rose Dragon out on your opponent's turn. Maybe it's immune to being destroyed by Black Rose Dragon's effect or something, you know what I mean? But it has some potential, and I think this is really cool. Really excited to see what this card does to maybe make Rose Dragons a little bit better. And then this card, like, we know World Chalice can do some things. We know what kind of crazy combos IB is already being used in, and stuff like that. There's great generic World Chalice cards. I mean, Wand is being used in Orcus, the best deck in the game. Ningirsu is used in any deck that has trouble with like problematic monsters. Like, that's a really good generic card. And so I'm curious what she does. It looks like it's based off of IB, right? This looks like another IB monster. We'll see. But we don't have any effects, just the artwork. Now, and one more thing I want to touch on is I made a video a little while back looking at the like potential leaks, quote unquote leaks, of the entire Link Frames Pack 2 like spoiler list. Apparently some guy like spoiled it. He nailed the first 3 Link monsters, but under this context, he's kind of off track now. Because 1, World Chalice is not on this list at all, and 2, he put on here a plant type deck. He put maybe Sylvan's question mark. I don't know if this would count towards that. I feel like this is pretty obviously Rose Dragons. Like, I don't know. Like, this screams to me like Black Rose Dragon like type card, not Sylvan's. So I guess technically you give that to him because he did put plant type deck. It's a dragon card probably, but it supports plants in a way. So maybe you give him that one, but World Chalice isn't on here. And I'm pretty sure even in the like 20th archetype where you give like 3 suggestions, none of them were World Chalice. So if these are true, we might be able to debunk this this Link Frames Pack 3 rumor list here. But we'll see. I'm not going to make any assumptions just yet. I mean, this could just be like a weird promotion where the OCG is just like, look at all these cool cards coming up. And these are like not even part of Link Frames Pack 3. These are just like other cards that are coming like separately. So we'll see. We don't really know. I don't know. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization is going to provide more information as it comes, and I will provide you guys with that information as well. Shout out to them. They're awesome. Sometimes I forget in my videos to shout them out, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization is so good with the news. And I think that's pretty much it for today, guys. We got the new Charmer Link, the Charmer Monsters effects revealed, which is awesome. I think it's pretty cool, pretty good, generic for any arc for the right attribute, and then these guys. So let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you wish these cards do, what you want these cards to do. If you are a World Chalice player, if you are somebody who has played Rose Dragon or wants to play Rose Dragon, and what your findings have been, what you think this card needs to be able to do. This is the one I'm the most interested in here. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it off there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you would like to, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed what you saw today and want to see more news in the future. And yeah, I'll catch you sweet rumps in the next video. Peace.